guys, welcome to my channel. Don't mind, I'm a little bit swollen still from my surgery, which I will be documenting and putting on here probably this Friday, if not next Monday. But I don't have videos for the week and I don't want to miss out on a week. I skipped one day last week just because of everything going on, but yeah. I don't want you guys to miss me for that long, so I'm going to be making pita bread for tonight for dinner. And I thought I would just document it. So, and then I've got like a scratch on my eye, so don't mind my eye if you see it watering like crazy. It's rough in this house. Literally, P was taking care of me and he was like trying to like tell me something that I couldn't do with my wisdom teeth surgery. I guess I should say that. I just had all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed on Wednesday and today is Monday. So and they were all impacted, so it's kind of rough, and I think you could see my bruising probably. But there's so many restrictions that it really sucks. Like, I can't drink through a straw for like 3 weeks. I can't have anything spicy for like 3 weeks. And so there's just a lot of restrictions that kind of suck. And yeah, I can't even like blow my nose. Sneezing is so scary. I have to like keep my mouth open. It's really difficult. But anyways, I thought I would put this bow on to make me feel more like myself and wear a cute outfit, because literally we've been in the house since pretty much last Wednesday. Because we've gone to like the grocery store for little things, but that's about it. I can't really do much. I'm out of like nannying and anything for a whole like week. And I can't work out or do anything, so here I am. I am making pitas. I can do that. Oh, so back to P. So when he was taking care of me on my first day after surgery, or my second day after the day after surgery, so on Thursday, he stubbed his toe on the couch and like bent his toenail up. Oh, it was awful. And he was like bleeding. I thought he was joking and I was like, oh god, like just be quiet. And then he like walks over to me and it's bleeding everywhere. I felt so bad. So we've been down for the week and he was trying to recover so he could be ready for work, and it's been a rough week, but here we are, we're doing it. And it's hot. I just want it to be raining and winter. I'm over this. I don't want heat anymore. You're over it too, Mr. Bird? So, and yeah, so I'm making pitas and I'm making hummus and I'll be cooking chicken. So I just wanted to bring you along with me and show you how amazing this pita bread turns out. It's not my recipe, but I absolutely love it. It is the best pita bread ever, like way better than store-bought. I'm actually doubling the recipe because I usually double it, but then the last time I made it, I only made a single batch, and then my husband was like, why did you only make a single batch? I want more pitas. So I am going to double it this time, and then I make the hummus from scratch from garbanzo beans, dried beans, and sesame seeds and oil. So I will show you guys that too. The hummus is my recipe, but the pitas are not, so I'll link that down below, and I'll just type my recipe down below for hummus. Okay, so let's jump right in. Okay, so we're going to start with 4 teaspoons of yeast. I use this one, active dry yeast. This one has been my absolute favorite, and I don't do it exactly like the recipe says, like as far as doing everything, but this is just how I like to do it, so it turns out good either way. So pretty much when I make one batch, I just put this whole thing in here. It's a little bit over, yeah, it says 2.5 teaspoons. So hot water, not boiling water. So I'm putting that in for 30 seconds just because it won't boil, but it'll be pretty warm, which is just what I need to add with the yeast. And then you're going to let it sit for like 5 minutes and let it kind of bubble and dissolve. And while that's in there and it's going to be bubbling and dissolving, I'll probably be putting away dishes. smells so good, and this is what it looks like right when I mix it. Set timer 5 minutes. We're going to go to the stand mixer, and I'm going to put this with the flour and the salt and the oil, and we're going to let it knead for like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, and it should turn into perfect dough. I'm going to put it right in here. It's locked in already. Going to put the dough hook. So here's what the dough hook looks like. I should have showed you guys. It's just the big old hook, obviously. And then I am just going to add the flour. There's that. And I'm going to get that going, and then I'm going to bring the oil. So here's this. And the 2 tablespoons of oil. So I set Alexa's timer, and what I need to do next is get this area prepped so I can roll out the pitas here. Alright guys, so I just want to show you, this thing scoots a lot. Put you here while I scoot it back. Pretty heavy, so it does scoot a lot always whenever I cook or whenever I do breads, because it's like bouncing around. And I'll clean this in a little bit, but basically after it's done, this is what it looks like. It's really stuck. Sometimes I do this so it goes down. It's easier to get off. So I do that, and then I get it all the way from the top, and I push down, get it all the way off. So it needs to rise for at least an hour. So I get it all the way off the dough hook, and then what you actually do is make it into a ball, and after that you will coat it in oil and then put some loose saran wrap over it and put it in a place that's not very drafty. So usually I just leave it over here on this table because it's not, as long as that fan isn't on, it's not drafty. So I'll be right back. So basically, like I said, you just get it into a, it doesn't have to be a super tight ball, but I just kind of scrape it off the sides. I'll show you. And off the bottom. Wish I had like a better view where you could actually see this. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing. But I'm just kind of like grabbing it off the sides and making it into a ball. I'll show you the final of it. And then I just open the oil. It doesn't have to be a perfect ball, like I said. This is what it looks like. And then I just take some oil and drizzle it. And then I kind of like massage it in, and I try to get it all the way under. So there it is. Start turning it into a better ball. I got the underside already oiled, so then I do the top. So that's what it looks like. I'm just going to go grab a loose piece of saran wrap and put that over. I after I wash my hands. Doesn't look like a tight piece because part of it got ripped, but we just put it on loosely. So this is what it looks like, and then it should double in size. I'll stick that over here because I'm going to clean this area up. So that's the biggest mess it made. I also wanted to pop on and show you guys the chicken. I just put it on the stove. I had it marinating overnight with a little bit of water, some apple cider vinegar, and then I always use just plain mustard and garlic as a great seasoning. So that's what's in there, and then this is what they look like. I think mustard is just such a good seasoning for everything. I use it for fish. I use it for everything besides like beef. I just think it does so good on chicken and fish. So that's what I use to season it. And I'm going to let that cook, and then I'll be back with the pitas. Alright guys, so it's been a little over an hour, like probably like an hour and 5 minutes, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. But here is our dough now. So what we're going to do is knead it for a little bit. And once we knead it for a bit, so we're going to knead it for a little bit with flour. So I'm going to grab like a half cup or so. I just take like some of my scoop. And I knead it a little bit. Then I separate it into little dough balls. And then I roll those out and put them on the hot pan. So I just use like a flat pan, and then I spray it with Pam, and I let it start bubbling, and then I flip it. So I will show you that process right now. Alright guys, so make sure your hands are washed and your surface is clean. I cleaned mine just a little bit ago, as you saw, so I'm just going to do another little wipe down just in case. And I'm going to grab the dough. So it should feel a lot fluffier than before, like not so dense. So I just kind of knead it a little bit. And it's pretty good because it doesn't really stick to your hands or anything, which is amazing. But I just do like a little bit of kneading, and then I put it back in the bowl, and I just pinch little pieces off of it, depending. I don't know. I try to get mine to be round. That's one thing that you'll see in this video. My pitas are never really round. They're kind of crazy shaped, which is fine, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I could make them perfectly shaped. So I just create a few. That was easy for me to roll them out. I don't really measure them, so this is what mine look like. I don't know, they're not really perfect, but, and then I kind of roll them in flour. Let me see if I put you right here, if you could see better. There we go. With this one, you can kind of see what I'm doing. So here I have my scoop of flour, and then I have the flour that I have out on the board here. And I'm just pulling from the bowl of dough. And I just kind of put some on the edges and roll it. Pulling from the dough, some does get stuck to your hands, but not much. Not like other doughs that I've worked with, like noodles or anything like that. So I just do this for about 8 to 10. If you want to, you can save the dough in the fridge instead of like rolling out them all and cooking them. You could save the dough in the fridge or the freezer for a while. But I don't know. Sometimes I make like 10 to 12 and then I leave it in the fridge and then use the rest for another night, or if I don't have time, I do the rest another time. Totally up to you guys, whatever works best for you. So while I'm rolling these, I'm going to heat up the stove. Alright, so I've got 6 here, ready to be rolled out. Like I said, I just put a little tiny bit of flour. This I usually just wipe down with a wet paper towel, just to make sure that it's clean, there's no dust on it or anything. And then I go through with some flour. a little bit on it. So what I usually do is try to make it round. Try to smash it and make it a little bit round so that it kind of rolls out round. So I kind of just do this. But like I said, it never turns out really round for me, so. But I'm okay with that. They taste delicious, so. So I like to get them super thin. I just think that they cook better and taste a lot better because they puff up a lot. So this is like a typical shape of what mine look like. They're kind of crazy, but I'm fine with it. They taste good. So right now, let me show you. I have the chicken done. Put it right on the edge of the sink. I just need to cut it. And then the other chicken is cooking. And then this is the pan that I use to do the pitas on. I have it heating. It's not hot enough. The hotter it is, the better the pitas turn out, I think. So, since I have a larger one, but we don't really have a burner that's large enough for it. So I just use this square one, and I just do like one at a time, which actually works out good because while I'm rolling this one, the other one's ready. So, and like I said, I just take like cooking spray. This is canola oil cooking spray by Kirkland. This is a good one. I just popped it on there, and you can see it's starting to bubble. So I pretty much let it get pretty bubbly and puffy. So I find that it's so good when it does this. Like when it puffs up perfectly, literally it's just the best. Sometimes you kind of have to pop the things. Like I said, it's kind of like a flour tortilla. And boom, it's done. And we'll take that off right now and put it with its friends over there. So every time I put a new pita on, I spray more oil. And then sometimes you have to take a break when you're doing a lot of them just because it gets so hot. And you want it hot, but then it starts burning the oil. So just kind of do what you think is right. I will insert that photo of dinner complete. But I want to thank you for watching this. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, leave it in the comments what you like to see me cook or a recipe you'd like to see me try. I will leave the recipes down below for the chicken, the hummus, tzatziki, and the pitas. Even though the pita is not mine, I will link the recipe there. And I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.